loves, welcome back to my channel. It is Tiffany or Texture Love. First things first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me during the week on Instagram at TextureLove16. Today, I'm going to show you how I make my whipped shea cocoa butter. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of raw cocoa butter, half a cup of raw shea butter, and 2 tablespoons of each of my oils. So I'm using the Proclaim Shea Butter from Sally Beauty Supply, the Now brand cocoa butter from Vitacost, and my Sweet Almond Oil, my Castor Oil, my Apricot Oil, and my light or extra light olive oil. I'm using the double boiler method, so I have it already set up. First, I'm going to add my half a cup of shea butter. This is the shea butter that I got from Sally Beauty Supply. It is affordable and it works really well. Then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of my cocoa butter. This is from Vitacost, and I actually forgot how hard raw cocoa butter is, so I was not able to scoop it out with the spoon like I could for the shea butter, so I had to use a very heavy-duty knife to literally cut into the butter, and I cut out about 3 chunks and then scooped out the rest of the shavings that were left to make a 1/4 cup. So this is my 1/4 cup of cocoa butter that I was able to scoop out, and I'm adding it to my pot. And I'm going to melt my butters down first. Like I said before, I am doing the double boiler method, but to make things go faster, I have a plain pot on low on the stove, and I'm adding already boiled hot water to that pot. And then I'm going to put my second pot with the raw butters on top of that. So because the water is already boiled and steaming, it made it so much faster for the oils to melt. I just, didn't want to spend a lot of time melting butters. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't, degrade the quality of the butter because I made sure to monitor it very closely. And I'm just stirring up the butters as they begin to melt, as you can see here. So I just stir and press out any lumps from the butters, especially with the cocoa butter, because obviously that's the harder butter that would take a little bit longer to melt. And I'm just showing you that I left the stove on low so that the boiling water wouldn't cool too much and still maintain enough heat to melt the butter down. So now I'm showing you that all of my butter has fully melted. I'm going to give that a couple more good stirs. And then I'll start adding my oils. So I'm going to add my Sweet Almond Oil, and I'm actually going to add, I only have a 1/2 tablespoon measurement, so it's going to be 4 times that you'll see me add the 1/2 tablespoon so that I can make 2 full tablespoons. So when I first started, I just added 1 tablespoon of the Sweet Almond Oil, and then I went to the Apricot Oil. And the Apricot Oil, actually I forgot that it was brand new, so I had to take my time to break the seal because right now you can see nothing's gonna come out. And then I realized that I wanted to use 2 tablespoons for each oil, so I'm gonna go back, and you're gonna see me go back and add the Sweet Almond Oil in a little bit. But all of the oils, with the exception of the extra light olive oil, I got all of my oils from Vitacost along with my cocoa butter. So please check the description box so that you can see where I got all of my ingredients. So here I'm going back to add 2 more 1/2 tablespoons of the Sweet Almond Oil, just so that I get an even measurement of 2 full tablespoons of each oil. And I just mix in those oils as I add it to my already melted butters. So now I am going to add my castor oil. Again, 2 tablespoons of castor oil. And then I'm going in with my extra light olive oil, and I need to make a correction because the castor oil was so thick. I actually decided to cut that one, so I only added 1 tablespoon of the castor oil. But again, go ahead and check the description box because I'll put the recipe in there. So it's 2 tablespoons of the Sweet Almond Oil, 1 tablespoon of the Castor Oil, 2 tablespoons of the Apricot Oil, and 2 tablespoons of the extra light olive oil. So I'm showing you that all of my butters have been melted and they are nice and warm, and I'm all done. So I transferred my melted butters and oils into a glass bowl. Please excuse my look, you guys. Yeah, it was just a bummy Sunday, so I'm not even matching. But I put that into the refrigerator for about 45 minutes, and then I started the whipping process. And honestly, the longer you whip, the creamier your butter will be, but you don't have to put the butter in the fridge or the freezer for a very long time. You could put it in the freezer and make it go faster. Just put it in the freezer for like 20 to 30 minutes and then begin to whip. The harder your butter is, then the longer you'll have to whip it. I used my mixer on a medium setting and I whipped for quite a long time. I was probably whipping on and off for about 15 minutes. If you do it for about 15 to 20 minutes, you'll get a really nice consistency like you see here. So this one is thick to my liking because I like my butter to be not too creamy but not too thick. And now I'm just transferring it into a small glass mason jar. But I love this recipe. You can use this in your hair, you can use this on your skin, and it doesn't have coconut oil. I did that on purpose, so if you are sensitive to coconut oil, you can use this in your hair and on your skin. It does really well for my skin year-round. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.